My beloved child, let your heart open, the way dawn gently parts the curtains for the first light to touch the room. Do not strain to understand with the mind, simply let your spirit settle so you can hear me. I am coming close, not with a loud voice, but with a gentle breath, like wind brushing a leaf where no one sees the wind travel. I have watched every step you took. Every day you persisted even when it felt like you made no progress. I do not measure success by the applause of people. I watch the place in your heart that stays soft. You walked through nights without letting your light go out, and I have guarded that light like treasure. Do not think I did not see. I have seen every breath where you chose faith. Every moment you stayed still in peace when no one else was looking. Now I tell you this, you have been faithful. You have completed the assignment I gave you in the past season, not with noise, but with quiet endurance, not with forceful hands, but with a heart that refused to give up. A season does not end with applause. A season ends with silent maturity that heaven rejoices over. I close old doors not so you will lose, but so you will walk rightly. I open new doors not so you will run, but so you will step into grace. When I close, you lack nothing. When I open, you will not strain. You only need to walk as one already appointed. Know this, nothing you have done is small in my eyes. Every quiet tear. Every day you could not see the path yet continued to pray. Every moment you stared at the ceiling and chose to believe even when you no longer had strength to wrestle fear. All of heaven recorded it. You thought you were merely holding on. I say you were winning. You thought you were only surviving. I say you were sowing. And now the season of my promise rises like a dawn that does not wait for permission to shine. I bring you into a season of revelation, not of guessing but of knowing, not of fog but of clarity. You will see me in things you once called coincidence. You will recognize me in small details you used to overlook. Light will not only come from around you, it will rise within you like a flame waiting for its appointed time. You will no longer ask, "Is this you?" You will say, "I know you here." Those who were faithful in the dark are given sight in the light. I also bring you into a season of acceleration, not the kind that makes you hurry, but the kind that sets everything in its right place. What seemed slow will suddenly align. What looked dormant will sprout naturally the way early rains soften the soil. You will not rush, you will flow. I do not lead you to run, I lead you to fly. Your wings have been trained in the wind, and now I breathe wind in the right direction. I increase grace on your life, not to make you heavy, but to make you spacious. My grace does not burden shoulders. My grace lifts them. My grace does not tighten you. My grace strengthens you without strain. I give you responsibility not to make you fear failure, but to show you that I trust you. I trust you because you chose me when no one was watching, and I will teach you to carry influence not by volume but by spirit. Joy will return to you. Not a loud joy, but a deep one. You will laugh without trying, move lightly without forcing, live without fearing the tenderness of your heart. I restore the joy weariness stole. The joy, disappointment, faded. You thought you forgot how to laugh. I say I am teaching your mouth the sound of joy again. Beloved, those meant for your new journey will come. Those who no longer align with your spiritual path will fade, not because of fault, but direction. Do not cling to what I have lifted away. Do not hold hands I have released. I do not take so you will lack. I reposition so you will align. True love knows when a season has completed its assignment. I'm connecting you with souls who know my voice, so you will not walk as one alone, but as one sent in a company of light. Listen to me when the season opens. Do not fear greatness, only fear distance from me. When grace increases, come closer. When your voice rises, bow deeper. When people seek you, seek me more. In humility, hyperfullness, in nearness, you never lose your way. You are lifted not for yourself, but to touch a generation. You have been faithful. Now you may step forward, not to search for a path, to walk into the one already prepared, not to prove, to live, not with fear, with love. I go before you. I stand beside you. I guard behind you. You will not fall. You will not stray. You only need to agree to rest in my breath. The season has come, and you are ready because I say you are ready. Beloved, let your heart rest like still water after wind. I am not in a hurry, so you do not need to hurry. I am not strained, so you do not need to tense. This is not a time for striving forward. This is a time to be carried. You have learned the lesson of silence, and now silence has become your strength. Not because you avoid noise, but because you can hear me above every sound. I am so near that you do not need to call loudly. Simply breathe and know I am here. Sometimes you will feel something gently fall away from your heart without knowing how long it lived there. Do not question it. I am removing the old without harming you. When I heal, I do not tear, I soften. When I set free, I need no dramatic echo. I work through peace. You do not grow by forcing strength. You grow by learning holy softness. You will notice the things that once shook your heart now only slow your breath and bring a quiet smile. Not because you are numb, but because your roots have deepened. You have passed through seasons where storms seemed determined to break you. Yet I showed you that standing still can be stronger than running. Now the wind comes not to test you, but to sing with you. Invitations will come. Some will be bright. Some will be beautiful. Some will sound like praise. But light is not always my light. You do not need to fear choosing wrong. You only need to stay near me. When you are near, even my whisper is clear. When your heart is soft, your discernment grows sharp without becoming harsh. You will not choose out of fear of missing a chance. You will choose because you sense heaven's peace there. Peace is the sign, not the noise of excitement. Gifts do not hold you. My presence holds you. People think strength comes from what they possess, but your strength comes from the one to whom you belong. Your body may tire, but your spirit will not break. For I uphold you from within, not only from without. When people see your calm and cannot explain it, that is the sign that I am holding your heart. There will come a morning when the first question in your spirit will not be, "What must I do but Father?" "Where are you walking today so I may walk beside you?" That is the sign that you are living by leading, not by habit. Your day is not determined by tasks. Your day is tuned to my breath. I am sending new people into your life, not to take, but to give, not to control, but to lift. They will bring peace, not pressure. Their words will be gentle, yet they will strike the earth of your soul like seeds landing in good soil. My child, I am not letting you walk into this new season alone. Heaven's company walks with you, even when your eyes do not see it. You will look back and understand that what seemed lost was planted. What seemed buried was being nurtured. I do not reveal flowers before time. I strengthen roots before anything appears. And now your roots are deep, so you will not tremble when the ground shifts seasons. You do not cling from fear anymore. You stand from knowing. My child, when your heart suddenly remembers me while you work or while you walk, that is not lack, that is my spirit touching the strings within you. In those moments, pause inwardly to listen. You do not need to kneel. You do not need to speak. You only need to receive. True presence does not demand ritual. It only needs truth. I place this in your heart as a gentle anchor. Be still and know that I am God. You are not still because nothing is happening. You are still because I am at work. You do not stand because you are strong. You stand because I hold you. Whoever rests in me will not drift. Whoever knows me will not fear. Angels go before you. Peace walks beside you. Mercy follows you. And my light rests on your forehead like oil that does not fade. I do not leave you for a single moment. And you will feel this more clearly each day, not through blazing emotion, but through a steady heart, grounded like an ancient tree, knowing it cannot be uprooted. Keep softening. Keep breathing. Keep staying, not to wait for something to come, but because it has already begun. This season does not force you to run, it lifts you to soar. I am the wind beneath your wings, and your wings are opening right on heaven's time. I am here, and you remain in my breath. Let this portion rest as soft as night rain on a roof, as deep as roots searching for water beneath the earth. You do not need to prepare, only to be present. I will speak, and your heart will receive in a way only those who belong understand. There will be times you look back and see you have gone farther than you imagined, not because you were always strong, but because you always returned. You returned to me even when tired. You returned when your tears were still fresh. You returned when you still had no answers. And this returning made you grow. Many think maturity comes when they can accomplish much, but I say maturity comes when you know how to return to the source. And you have done that. You have stepped into spiritual maturity without anyone needing to declare it over you. Now I build within you a deep stillness that does not come from everything being clear, but from knowing who I am. When you know me, you do not need to know everything. When you trust me, you do not need to force doors to stay open. When you are in me, you do not fear changing seasons, because you know the one who never changes holds the rhythm. You are living not by holding tight, but by surrendering. And surrendering to me never diminishes you, it widens you. There will be days your heart feels like a mountain spring, quiet, yet strong, soft, yet deep, without noise, yet always flowing. That is my work. You cannot force a spring to flow. It flows because it has a source, and that source is me. Whatever comes from me endures, and whatever I place in you will not dry up. My child, hear me. You do not need to rush to become anything. You already are. Calling does not come from striving, it rises from where I touch. Light does not practice to shine, light only needs to stop hiding. And you are peeling away the old veils, so the light in you spreads without needing to declare. I have light. True light does not shout, it simply exists. In the coming days, you will notice your nature changing gently. You will no longer fight where you once reacted. You will not feel the urge to prove what I already confirmed in you. You will not chase visibility. You will stand steady to be guided. Some things you will let go of, not by force, but because they simply no longer fit who you are becoming. No pressure, no judgment. When the soul transforms, choices follow. I will put within you words that are small, soft, yet full of authority. Not the authority of loudness, but the authority of one who knows who lives within them. People may think you are quiet, but you will know you are listening. Some may think you step back, but in truth you are anchoring into me. And anchoring into me is never retreat. It is the strongest way to stand. You will feel your spirit sharpen toward divine movements, not sharp to fear, but sharp to receive. You will sense when I want you to pause, when I want you to speak, when I want you to take a different path, when I want you silent. No need for reasons, no need for explanations, no need for certainty in sight. You only need one knowing I am leading. And my leading never confuses you. It makes you light. My child, the streams of people soon coming to you will not come because of a name. They will come because of the oil I have placed upon your life. They will come because they hear my voice in your voice, see my breath in your eyes, and feel my peace in your presence. This generation does not need someone flawless. They need someone real, someone who carries love, someone who is close to me. And that is why I placed you in this moment, not for you to shine alone, but so that my light may shine through you to many who are thirsty, yet do not know they thirst. Some will ask you how you keep peace, and you will not answer with a method, you will answer with breath. For you hold peace not by technique, but by staying near me. You will not teach by formulas, you will lead by presence. Those who touch your life will not say, "You are skilled," but you remind them of heaven, and that will be the sign that you are walking the right way. I will teach you to live deeper in stillness. You do not need many words to have strength. You need much silence to hold authority. Mountains do not shout, yet they stand. The sea does not strive, yet it is full. Light does not argue with darkness, it simply appears. And darkness retreats. So will you. You do not need to fight, you need only to be present. Keep your heart soft. Keep your eyes pure. Keep your ears open. Keep your steps gentle. Do not let anyone pull you into battles that are not yours. Do not let the world push you to run when I have told you to stand. Do not let fear tell you to hold back when I have told you to give. Do not let the voices of people blur my voice. You are not one who reacts, you are one who is sent. In the seasons to come, I will show you glory in quiet ways, like shoots breaking through soil, like water traveling into roots, like the sun rising after a long night. Not loud, yet unstoppable. Not showy, yet undeniable. What comes from me does not need to be introduced. It is recognized. And when your heart trembles like a string touched by wind, remember this, it is not weakness, it is sensitivity. When tears fall not from sorrow, but from sensing my presence, know that you are in the right place. When your heart wants to kneel while your body is still standing, let your heart kneel. I see that place. You are going deep, and depth will hold you when heights come. I build roots before I lift the trunk, and your roots are in me, so you will not fear the wind. Do not look at who moves fast. Look at me who leads steady. Do not compare. Lean into me. You do not need to keep up with anyone. You only need to stay in rhythm with me. Hold this in your heart as warmth cupped in your hands on a winter morning. You did not come here by yourself. I brought you. You do not hold yourself. I hold you. You do not grow yourself. I grow you. And if I have begun, I will finish, not with noise, but with breath, not by human strength, but by a Father's hand. You are not alone, never were, and never will be. I go before you, beside you, and behind you. You need only say, "Yes, Father," and the path will open like the sea parting. You are mine. And this season does not come to test you. It comes to usher you into what has been appointed for you. My child, let the image I place in your soul now flow like gentle oil. You have walked through a season of tilling, and now I bring you into a season of revealing. As gardens bloom after night rain, every seed you thought lay still is rising like shoots breaking through soil. Shoots do not shout when they emerge. They only rise. They only live. And life needs no noise. It only needs a root. You are that root, watered by your own tears, strengthened by weary shoulders, and shaped by every time you chose to trust me instead of protecting yourself. See yourself as a tree just past winter. Branches once thought dead, now filling with sap. A trunk once stiff, now softened by the rush of life rising within. No one knows when the buds will break, but they will. Not because the tree tries, but because the season has come. The season is never late. The season does not need approval. The season only needs a sower who waits. And you have waited. Now I place warmth upon your forehead as the sun lays light on a mountainside. Not sudden, but sure. Not blinding, but saturating. You will see light not arrive like flame bursting, but like dawn creeping across the threshold, touching every corner, until suddenly the whole room gleams. That is my way. I do not flaunt what I build. I make it undeniable. I have also seen the seasons when you were bent like a young branch in storm winds, but you did not break. You were only shaped so you would know direction. You thought wounds made you weak, but in truth they made you tender in the right way. Hard branches snap, tender ones endure. Now when others look at you, they will not see cracks. They will see oil shining where cracks once were. And that is the mark of one touched by heaven. Know this, you are clay in the hands of a potter who never misshapes. I have molded you not to crush you, but to form you strong enough to hold what I am about to pour. There were moments I placed you in the fire, and the heat frightened you. But fire did not come to burn. Fire came to solidify. No one uses a vessel that has not been fired. And you have come out of the kiln. You are no longer soft soil. You are form completed. Stand in that posture, not proud, but aware of your worth. In my hands, you are not a grain of dust. You are a stone polished by faithful waters. Water does not roar, yet it defeats stone through persistence. And persistence is what you chose in seasons where no one saw. That is why now you are not only soft where needed, but firm where required. You are steady without hardness, gentle without weakness. This is the design of one I have chosen for a generation. Imagine a lamp in a room that once knew darkness. It does not need to shout. I am light. Light does not introduce itself. Light simply exists. And the room changes in silence. So it is with you. You do not need to strive to be seen, to fight for notice, or to push for a place. When I ignite you, darkness does not negotiate. It simply withdraws. Your radiance does not come from learning how to shine. It comes from me within you. See yourself as a river. You do not hold, you flow. You do not fear running dry, because your source is not rain, your source is me. A river does not compete with the spring. A river only remains faithful to its course. You do not compete. You simply follow the channel I have carved in your heart. That flow will lead you to fields, to thirsty land, to souls in drought without knowing they are thirsty. Your sweetness does not come from you. It comes from the one who flows through you. I also give you the image of a heavy door that has remained shut for many years, now creaking softly as though ready to open. No one knows the exact day it will swing wide, but every sign is already present. The hinges are softened with oil. A hand rests on the handle, and it is only a breath before I press. The door will open like the sea parting, and you will step through without trembling. For this is not a door you force, it is a door I open. Remember what I have written in your bones. You are not meant to build a shadow. You are meant to stand in light. You do not need to strive to become. You only need to allow me to reveal. You do not have to secure yourself. You simply breathe within my keeping. I have made your roots deep. Now I will make your branches wide. But remember, branches do not hold the tree. Roots do. And your roots are in me. Let this truth anchor you. You are not hidden in darkness. You are held in nurture. No one stores gold in open places. Gold is kept in earth, in chests, in the secret place. Hiddenness is not denial, it is preparation. The day of unveiling draws near. I hear the rhythm of the season. I see the rising light. You walk through the night not to fear its return, but to know the price of dawn. You are about to rise like morning on a hilltop, not loud, but undeniable, not striving, yet unquestionable, not displayed, yet unshakably seen. You are sent not to impress, but to embody truth, and those who are true will recognize truth. Do not fear being small. A mustard seed moves mountains. Do not fear being quiet. A gentle breeze bows the forest. I do not need you loud. I need you aligned. And you are aligned because you are near me. Child, sit in this breath like someone beside a river after a long journey, where water flows and the heart rests without effort or strain. You have walked through many doors and stood at crossroads where only I saw your hidden tears, and I kept your steps steady, not because you were strong, but because you chose me when you were not strong. People think maturity means less pain, but I say maturity is knowing who holds you when pain comes. You have learned, and that is why you have grown. Now look at the season you are entering, not with eyes once trained by fear, but with eyes washed in my peace. Nothing you endured has weighed you down, it has made you real. And I use the real to touch the real. I do not call you to go high, I call you to go deep. Height is what people see, depth is what heaven sees. And you have chosen depth. Now I speak to you as morning speaks to the earth. It is time to bloom, not to show off, but to be true, not to prove, but to fulfill what I breathed into you before you could speak my name in prayer. Imagine yourself as a field once bare, where shoots are now ready, roots are firm, and soil rests after rain. You do not need to hurry to stand. A sprout does not force itself into a tree. It simply yields to the sun and time. So you enter this season not with the word strive, but with the word yield. Yield to my breath. Yield to my rhythm. Yield to the way I open paths without pushing. When I lift you, you do not need to tiptoe, you simply exhale. When I open a door, you do not need to pound. The door retreats on its own. Do not worry about being unseen, I see. Do not worry about falling behind, I am your time. And heaven's timing cannot be delayed by human clocks. I place my angels before you like trees lining an autumn path. Quiet, but noble. Not to display power, but to steady your steps as seasons turn. There will be moments when your heart is so still you think you are not moving. Yet in that stillness, I am breathing new wind into you and laying foundations. Do not fear stillness. Do not fear slowness. Do not fear being unnoticed. Grain does not form under the eyes of men, but in the silent earth of night. And now I say the harvest in you has begun to turn gold. You will not need to run to keep up. You will stand and see what I do. People will meet you and not understand why you are calm amid change. They will think you prepared well. But truly you only clung well to me. You do not need to be the proof. Your presence is evidence. I have softened your heart so you can carry those I send you. Not with argument, but with breath of mercy. I have cleansed your eyes so you see others through grace, not judgment. I have quieted your mouth so you speak the right word, at the right moment, to the right soul, with the wind of heaven on your lips. Hold this between your ribs like a heartbeat rising from sacred stillness. You do not enter a new season to begin again, but to continue what I started in you when darkness thought it had won. And because you did not abandon me in the night, I placed dawn in your hands. You will watch lost things return, not as they were, but purified, bright, and new. You will feel old shadows fall from your shoulders like dry leaves when wind changes. You will see the ones I appoint enter your life quietly like a breeze opening a door. and they will not come to take, but to join. I did not let you walk alone to replace loneliness with new loneliness. I let you walk alone so you would learn how to hold hands rightly when companionship arrives. And those I send will not come because you are convenient. They will come because you are anointed. My child, this section does not close with a period, but with a seal. I place my hand upon your head and say, you have been faithful. You have kept your heart. You have gone through fire and only shone brighter. You do not need to ask whether you are worthy. Worthiness is not why I chose you. I chose because I knew. I chose because I saw ahead. I chose because I love. From here on, you will not walk like one asking for entry, but like one who has been invited in, not as one searching for a seat, but as one for whom the table has been set. Walk gently. Walk surely. Walk as one who knows nothing can separate you from my will. And remember, if the world asks who sent you, simply smile and let the light in your eyes answer. I will handle the rest. Breathe softly, as though you were sitting on a doorstep at dawn, hands wrapped around a warm cup. No rush, no thoughts pressing, only breath traveling to where it needs to go. I am leading you into the soothing place, the soft place, the deep place, the still place, where the soul does not need to learn, only to be carried, held, and soaked. You do not need to understand, you only need to remain. I whisper to you as a father lowers his forehead to his beloved child. And no wind could slip into that moment because it is too close, too sacred, too gentle. Do not try to hold anything in this hour. This hour is not for gripping, this hour is for dissolving. You dissolve in my peace like dew dissolves in sunlight. Not disappearing, but turning into light. You do not need to worry about what lies ahead. What must come will come, like birds flying the right path, like water flowing the right channel, like stars rising at the appointed time. You once tired yourself believing you had to carry everything. Now understand, carrying is not your portion, loving is. You do not walk to strive to arrive, you walk to know that every step has me beside you. Close your eyes within, without needing to close your eyelids, and let the inside of you soften, like a leaf resting upon a still lake, like a candle standing in a holy place, unhurried, unmoved. There were seasons when your heart was like a river in flood, rushing, swirling, afraid of lack, afraid of wrong, afraid of loss, afraid of being late. Now I place my hand upon that water and it becomes still, not frozen like stone, but calm like the sea that hears my voice saying, "Be still." Do you hear? Not stillness forced, but stillness born from knowing. I bring you into quiet not to stop your life, but to align your steps with heaven's rhythm. Lighter, deeper, truer, no longer moving by habit, but moving by my breath. You will see that each day does not require tightening your nerves to begin. Each morning does not require storing anxiety to survive. Each evening does not require asking if you were enough, because you no longer live to be enough. You live because you have already been received. I know the moments your heart felt weak and you thought you lost me. But in those very moments, I held you the tightest. People think strength is proven in confident steps. Yet true strength is found in the quiet moments when you kneel in the heart and still whisper, "I trust you." I hear every trembling breath. I do not rebuke the trembling, I cradle it. I see trembling as the sign you are still soft, still real, still needing me. A child holding their father because they are weak is no less beautiful than a child standing firm. Both are love. Now, imagine lying in the grass at late afternoon, the sky pale blue, the breeze brushing your hair, leaves rustling softly, the ground warm beneath you, and there is nowhere you need to be. I sit there with you. I do not speak loudly. I do not demand response. I simply rest my hand upon your chest, as if guiding each heartbeat into peace. Do you feel it? Peace does not come from your control. Peace comes from knowing you are held. My child, there are days you believed you needed to be strong for me to delight in you. But hear me, I do not love you because you are strong. I love you because you belong to me. A child sleeping in a father's arms is not strong, yet they are safe. A child crying in a father's arms is not impressive, yet they are true. And a father loves truth more than performance. I do not need your perfection. I need your presence. You do not have to earn love. You breathe inside of it. Let your shoulders rest within. Do not brace yourself against life. I am your shelter. When wind rises, you do not need to build walls. I am your wall. When rain pours, you do not need to find a roof. I am your roof. When thunder roars, you do not need to search for refuge. You are already in my heart. Old fear taught you to guard yourself, but now I teach you to lean. Leaning is not weakness. Leaning is drawing strength from a source stronger than you. Leaning on me is how you learn to fly without falling. When you breathe, imagine each breath in is my light, and each breath out is tension dissolving into my hands. You do not need to carry anything through this moment. You release. You yield. You slip into my heart like a drop of water entering the ocean. Not lost, expanded. You no longer ask, how do I hold myself up, because I am holding you, and what I hold is never lost. There are things you do not yet know how to name, but I know. There are tears you do not yet understand, but I understand. There are prayers you cannot speak with words, only with long breaths, and I receive them as the most beautiful prayers. Your breath calling my name is louder in heaven than thousands of rehearsed words. Your silent surrender echoes louder than the grandest songs. You have moved fast enough. Now move deep. You have endured the noise long enough. Now hear the quiet. You have fought enough battles. Now rest in my victorious arms. Not resting because all is finished, resting because I am doing what you cannot. You are not ending your purpose. You are ending your strain. You are not abandoning strategy. You are entrusting authority. Imagine the twilight stretching across the field, grass bending with the breeze, birds returning to their nests, and everything resting in the quiet rhythm of the universe. Nothing rushed, nothing harsh, nothing missed. Everything perfectly on time. And so are you. You are on time. You are not late. You are not behind. You are moving in my rhythm, and my rhythm never errs. You do not need to prove that you have entered your season. The season proves itself, just as a tree never raises its branches to declare, I am blooming. The flowers simply blossom, just as water never screams that it flows. Everyone hears the rain, just as the dawn never knocks. It simply rises, and the world recognizes the moment. You are stepping into such a time, quiet, yet undeniable, effortless, yet true, unannounced, yet impossible to ignore. If you feel a gentle warmth around your neck in this moment, that is me. If your heart feels soft like wax in my hands, that is me. If your eyes tremble with tears not born of sadness, that is me washing the dust of the journey from your lashes. I do not want you only to walk strong. I want you to walk light, not because you have little to carry, but because your shoulders rest on mine. I give you this picture. You are like a small boat gliding across a still lake. The sky reflects on the surface. No waves, no urgency, no one calling you forward, No cold wind, only soft light and water holding the boat gently. You are not rowing right now, I am moving you. You are not keeping balance, I am holding you. And the water beneath your boat is not the water of the world, it is my peace. You are not sinking in worry, you are being soaked in love. I rest this word on your shoulders like a warm scarf around a child after rain. Resting in me is not stepping away from purpose. Resting in me is part of purpose. Your quiet moments do not delay plans. They allow you to live them with heaven's breath rather than the air of anxiety. You are not stopping because you are weak. You are pausing because you are cherished. Let your heart float on grace like leaves drifting on a forest stream. You are not drifting lost. You are drifting in my hands. You have not lost your footing. You are lying on my heart. I am the ground beneath you, the cushion behind you, the covering above you, and the light before you. There is not a single moment you need to lift yourself from the earth by your own strength. I lift. I hold. I surround. I shelter. Beloved child, if there is any tightness in your chest, let it dissolve slowly like mist when touched by morning sun. Old pain does not need to tear its way out. It only needs light. Old fear does not need to fight to flee. It only needs me close. You do not heal yourself. I am the medicine, and you are resting in the embrace of the one whose peace breathes as life. Dear one, rest here. Nothing to do, nothing to win, nothing to prove. Only you and me, and a holy stillness draped like silk over your soul. I whisper at the end of this moment, you do not have to prove you are at peace. You only need to let me make you peaceful. Sit a while longer, like someone resting a hand over their heart not to find answers, but to feel the truth that the heart still beats in my palm. Worries once swirled around you like wild wind at the door, flinging thoughts that made you believe you were alone in a wide, empty field. But now, I draw the curtains of your soul, and only silence falls like soft snow. No one argues with snow. No one shouts in snow. Everything quiets. And in that quiet, peace sprouts like a green shoot, breaking ground as winter withdraws. You do not fight to end worry. Worry dissolves when you touch me. Worry is like a trembling leaf in the wind. But when the wind stills, the leaf remains on the branch, and you remain mine. See yourself as the boat that once feared waves, eyes always scanning the horizon for storms. But I placed my hand on the water, and it became smooth as glass, reflecting heaven. The boat need not run. The boat need not tilt to stay steady. It only needs to float on grace. You learn to prepare for bad, but now I teach you to prepare for good, not by bracing, but by believing, not by tightening your breath waiting for what might come, but by opening your heart to what is coming. The old days trained you in tension, the new days invite you into rest, and in this rest, you begin to notice that I care for every detail: your breath, your steps, your heartbeat, your sleep, your tears, your quiet smile. Anxiety once fluttered inside you like a lost bird beating its wings, unsure of where to go, but I place my hand, and suddenly you find yourself like a bird in a safe nest deep in the forest. Leaves sheltering, branches holding, sunlight warming. Birds do not have to fly forever to live. They simply need to know the nest is safe. You have a nest in me, not one built by the world, but one formed by my love long before your name was spoken. You are not carried by fear now. You are held in grace. And grace does not whirl, it leads. There were days your heart felt like stone being struck by water drop after drop, weary from enduring. Yet when you rest in me, that stone becomes a spring, water flowing from the very place that once fractured. Where you once cracked, life now pours. You are not being worn away, you are being carved to hold more. Old questions once stood like tall trees, bracing wind in your mind. What if I fail? What if I miss it? What if you are silent? But I send sunlight like dawn through the forest. And trees cease striving to resist, they only stand to receive. Those questions fall like old leaves, returning to soil to nourish the roots. Not doubts anymore, but proof you journeyed. You hurt. You asked. You learned. And now you know. Know that I do not abandon. Know that I uphold. Know that silence is not distance, but the nearness of breath. Imagine yourself as a morning dewdrop clinging to a petal at dawn. The dew once trembled, fearing the sun would end it. But when the light comes, the dew does not die. It becomes sparkle. Worry will not turn you to ashes. It becomes the very thing that makes you shine when peace touches you. You dissolve into the light not to disappear, but to become radiant. I know there were moments when you asked yourself, "What if I am wrong?" I placed my hand on the shoulder of your heart, answering not with words but with a knowing inside you. You do not walk alone. So even a wrong step becomes the right path when I hold your hand. Obedience is not bowing out of fear. Obedience is resting your head on my chest and letting me lead. There were seasons when you obeyed because you had no strength to choose, but now you obey because you know I am good. Goodness does not require proof. It only requires experience. And you have experienced it. Notice this: you no longer need to run to prove anything. You can stand still without fear. You can slow down without panic. You can release without falling. You are learning to move like rain across a roof, not showy, yet nourishing, not loud, yet creating a season. And when you walk with me, you do not walk out of duty, you walk out of love. You are like oil in a lamp. You do not burn to disappear, you burn to shine at the appointed time. In the long night, the light is soft, but sufficient. When morning comes, that light does not compete with the sun, it rests in the vessel. You are learning when to burn and when to be still. Not everyone learns this. This is heaven's discipline. Gentle yet profound. When old anxiety knocks, you do not shove it away, you open the door. Invite it to sit, and place my peace in front of it like a cup of water. And worry dissolves, not because you fought it, but because you no longer believe it more than me. Fear does not die in battle, it dies under the gaze of light. And the light you carry comes from the very place I planted inside you. Not a light the world calls dazzling, but a gentle light, a healing light, a breathing light, a loving light. You listen to me the way soil listens to a falling seed, without sound, yet knowing, without explanation, yet believing, without rushing to sprout, yet certain the seed is breaking open. I do not need you to understand everything. I need you to consent to stay close. And you are close. When you rest yourself in me, anxiety folds like a sail when the wind calms. And when I breathe again, the sail opens and you move. Not by the wind outside, but by heaven's wind. You do not know all directions, yet you are secure because I am the compass. Now you no longer say, "I must obey." You whisper, "I want to obey." That is the difference of one who loves. Obedience is no longer a burden, it is a joy. It is no longer an order, it is a melody. I whisper at the close of this passage into your heart. Worry once taught you to bow your head, peace now teaches you to lift it. And when you lift it, you do not see emptiness, you see me. There are seasons you thought you were slowing down, but light on the spiritual path is not measured by the speed of your feet, it is measured by the depth of your heart. When the heart deepens, the steps naturally quicken. When the heart rests, The season naturally opens. Do not confuse stillness with stagnation. Stillness is when roots stretch the furthest. Trees do not hear their own growth, but in the quiet, the branches prepare to meet the wind. You are in that moment now. You think you are just breathing deeply, yet all of heaven is preparing a favorable wind for your wings. Acceleration is not when everything happens at once. Acceleration is when everything begins to align. Something that waited months suddenly fits. A door once heavy now swings gently as though an unseen hand oiled it long ago. A meeting that seemed accidental turns out to be the answer a season requested. I do not work fast to surprise you. I work right on time so you will know this is not coincidence. This is me. You once thought acceleration meant running everywhere. But acceleration of the spirit does not use feet, it uses breath. It does not use strain, it uses surrender. I do not push you, I lift you. You do not run, you glide on my current. When I breathe, a bird does not beat its wings harder, it only opens them. Opening is your part. Wind is mine. And now I tell you, doors are changing. Not one door, but many. Some close, not because of failure, but because their season is complete, like a page closing. Not because it was unworthy, but because the story is moving forward. Some doors I have left slightly ajar for a long time. Now I lock them, not as punishment, but as guidance. Not to take from you, but to preserve you. Not to reduce you, but to reposition you. Do not mourn the doors I close. You are not left outside, you are being led inside. And there are doors I open, not with loud announcement, but with a certainty in your bones. You will not ask, "Is this it?" You will step and realize your feet are steady. For heaven's doors do not summon with noise, they summon with peace. And the peace in you will grow louder than the fear in your mind. You will find the doors I open do not pull you, they invite you. They do not demand bravery, they awaken identity. You will look around and see that those who once served as shelter in storm have completed their assignment. I will help you honor them without depending on them. And I place before you souls who do not need you to pretend strength for them to trust you. They receive you in your transforming state. They do not love your productivity, they love your truth. That is the sign of those I send. Do you remember the doors you once knocked on and silence answered? Do not grow bitter toward that silence. That silence was my arms shielding you from dead ends. Some doors did not open not because you lacked merit, but because you carried too much calling. You were not made to enter every place. You were made to enter the right place. And now, the right place has begun to call your name. Even acceleration has the shape of a waterfall. Water does not fight to flow, it simply falls at the height ordained for it. Power does not come from struggle, it comes from surrendering to depth. The more you release into me, the more you will rise into new realms. It may feel paradoxical, but that is heaven's law. The one who yields to my will is lifted to heights no one can climb by force. There will be moments when you feel the wind shift inside you while no one else notices. That is when I am turning your direction. No noise, no smoke, no signs, only a knowing within. This way is no longer right. That way is glowing. Do not fear changing direction. Birds do not fear the sky shifting winds. They simply open their wings to follow it. So will you. You are not losing your path. You are following breath. In this time, do not cling to the old simply because it is familiar. The sea does not keep the shore, and light does not remain in a jar. When I shift the season, you must shift with me. Do not delay out of nostalgia. Do not hesitate because of past successes. Do not tremble because of old failures. You do not move according to the logic of the former season. You move by my voice, and my voice does not lead astray. There will be times I close a door while there is still light inside. Your heart will want to linger, but I know that light is no longer for you, it is for another. You will not walk away because of disappointment, you will walk because of assignment. And ahead of you I have set doors brighter, wider, and deeper, not to elevate your status, but to align your calling. What I open does not raise position, it opens purpose. You will see opportunities perch on you like birds resting on the hand of one who does not chase. Not because you hunt, but because you are still. The world runs after what it fears losing. You receive what I promise without fear of missing. While others count doors, I lead you through them. While others fear being left behind, you only lean into me, for I never leave the ones I lead. In this rhythm, keep your heart like water reflecting the sky still, so it sees clearly. Discernment does not rise from strain, it rises from nearness. What is right will not wrestle inside you, it will sink like a stone settling into deep water. What is wrong will roll away like pebbles pushed to the river's edge. You do not need to overanalyze, you only need to listen. And when a door opens, you do not rush, you step. Soft, slow, steady, like one who knows no door meant for them can close against them. You will see that no one can take the portion I assign to you, and you need not compete to hold what I have placed in your hands. Destiny does not fight for a seat. Destiny already has one. There are hours when you are lulled back into breath, but this is the hour I lift your shoulders to remind you, you were not healed only for yourself. You were healed to heal. You were not freed only to breathe. You were freed to open paths. Many souls are watching you without knowing they are looking at one who is sent. You need not announce it, your breath announces it. You do not need to call, your peace calls the weary to shelter. Influence does not begin when they learn your name. Influence begins when your presence becomes refuge even without a word. And now I decree you are a refuge I have set in this generation. You will find yourself lifted without pride. For you know who lifts. I lift you not so you look down on the world, but so you see farther for the world. I place you where winds are high so you understand how heaven blows over cities, families, generations. When you stand in a wide view, do not fear responsibility. Responsibility here does not fall like a weight. It rests like a mantle. And my mantle is not heavy, it is light on the shoulders. Like light resting on a hill without bending it. You do not carry glory, you bear glory. This generation does not need light so bright it blinds. It needs light warm enough to walk by. You are called to be an oil lamp, not a firework. Lamps burn steady, burn long, burn close to the people, not to impress with a flash, but to guide with quiet flame. I do not want you to blaze for a season and empty. I want you faithful daily so your influence lasts beyond your lifetime. You are not anointed to be an event, you are anointed to be a legacy. Your humility will be the firewall of your influence. When more people come to you, walk softer. When your voice carries further, speak from the heart, not the ego. When they seek your words, seek mine more, not because you lack, but because you overflow and long to pour from heaven, not from intellect. Whatever is not from me will weigh heavy. Whatever is from me will flow like a stream and shine like a mirror. You have been prepared in stillness. Now you are being prepared in responsibility. Do not fear that word. Responsibility in me does not drain you. It straightens your spine and warms your heart. You do not carry a generation by your strength. You only keep the gate. And I lead them. You do not save anyone. You bring them to where I wait. When you speak, you do not manufacture words. You open the way for mine to flow like oil through gentle lips, through burning eyes, through hands trained to lift. Some will come asking for direction. Give them not a map, but breath. Those who truly seek me do not want explanations. They seek presence. When you stay near me, they encounter me before they ever hear you. So closeness to me does not only save you, it saves them. The intimacy you practice in the secret room is the atmosphere I place on your language. What you speak will not remain in the air, it will enter bone. Not because you are forceful, but because you have been soft before me before you stand before them. There will be times I ask you to cut from what once felt familiar, not to make you lack, but to keep the sacred space of your soul pure. Those who do not walk with you now are not enemies. They simply are not part of this chapter. You do not owe explanation. You only guard clarity. The foundation you are building is not for justification, it is for declaration. And declaration requires quiet rooms, not noisy ones. Those who know my voice will understand your separation is preparation, not distance. There are moments when I lay you down in peace like one wrapped in blankets on a cold night. And there are moments, like now, when I lift you by the hand, not rushing, not pushing, but raising you as a father lifts a child in early morning when the sun is still soft with dew. You have been held long enough to learn that silence is not to hide, but to breathe, my breath. And now I breathe that breath into your lungs for a new journey. You do not go as one searching for life. You go as one carrying it. You do not move from lack, you move from fullness. You do not leave peace, you take peace with you. Before, you thought maturity meant having more to say. Now you know maturity means having more depth. As you step into this season, your voice will not only reach ears, it will reach roots. Not because you are sharp, but because you have been softened in me. Soft fire is the fire I use for generations, not burning to outperform, but burning to transform, to heal, to call. You will speak less, but strike deeper. You will do less, but go further. You will simply show up, and heaven will pour. My presence on you will introduce you louder than any title ever could. Many doors have closed behind you. And that did not make you smaller, it made the road ahead sharper in focus. Many voices that once held you now fade like dew on morning grass. The needs of others that once pulled on you now have no authority. It is not that you have grown cold, it is that you have been set apart. You only give your energy to what I breathe upon. That is not selfishness, it is the discipline of one who carries worthy fire. You were not called to rescue the world. You were called to bring oil where I point. And because of that, you endure. And because of that, you burn long. And because of that, you will not fade midway. Now picture a sailcloth drying from the night dew, beginning to lift because of a fresh wind. No loud noise, only that quiet, sacred second when fabric shifts from soft to steady, from resting to rising. You are in that moment. Do not startle, simply recognize the time has come. You do not create the wind, I breathe. You do not need to ask when, you need only to open your sail in surrender. Where effort ends, my movement begins. There are grounds you are about to step onto that you never imagined. Not unfamiliar because they are distant, but unfamiliar because they are higher. Yet you will not be overwhelmed. For I trained your eyes in the valley before I lifted them to the mountain. And when you stand there, do not look down to see who follows. Look up for instructions. You do not lead by outcome, you lead by covenant. Covenant does not tremble when the earth shakes. Covenant does not fall when positions change. You stand not because of role, but because of calling. When people come to you in this season, many will not say what they need. They will come simply because they sense they need you without knowing how to name their thirst. Do not rush to explain, just be. Light does not define itself, it illuminates. You do not help them, You let me flow. Those who belong to the sound of heaven will recognize in you the breath of home, and that breath will awaken their memory of home in me. You are not pointing them to a path, you are reminding them of the tone of turning toward me. There will be moments when your heart feels softer than usual. Not from weakness, but because heaven is making it fertile soil to receive seeds I will plant for generations. Softness is the sign the Spirit is working. Tears are not regression. Tears are oil falling. Do not wipe them quickly when they come without explanation. In those moments, I am sealing into your soul the things you are about to carry. It is not weight, it is holy gravity wrapped in gentleness. And here is what I want you to hold when things begin to open wide. Do not run ahead of the light. Let the light go before you. You do not shine by yourself. You reflect. You are not the sun. You are the window through which my light pours. When people speak of the light on you, let your heart whisper, this light is not mine, but I belong to the one it comes from. Humility does not make you small. Humility makes you clear. And clarity is what allows heaven to pass through without obstruction. This moment is not only my comfort over you, it is my quiet decree within you. Not a hurried decree, but a spiritual mandate. It is time to appear in the way I ordained. Not to be recognized, but to serve. Not to impress, but to awaken. You will lead, not like one pointing directions with hands, but like one walking ahead with a life. Your influence will mark a generation, not with noise, but with truth, with depth, with flame, and with the fragrance of peace. Before you rise to step into the season I have prepared, pause here, not to review what you heard, but to let it seep into where only I can reach. Change does not happen when ears hear. Change happens when hearts believe. And your heart is now the softness of new clay, ready to hold new oil without cracking or spilling. You are not only spoken to, you are being formed. You are not only informed, you are being engraved. Not every word today is for your memory. Some are for your marrow. This is not a briefing. This is a transfer. You are not receiving information. You are receiving mantle. I am not pouring words. I am pouring breath. A season never closes with the slam of a door, but with the quiet shift of breath. And your breath has changed already. You breathe like one who has seen heaven standing behind them. You breathe like one who knows they do not walk empty. Do not walk lost. Do not walk temporary. Do not walk waiting. You walk with me, in me, for me, and to make me seen in those you touch. When you rise from this hour, the world outside may not change color immediately, but your eyes will. Yesterday may continue a few beats, but your heartbeat has already entered a new season. Do not look for loud signs. The real sign is in the breath. If you feel your heart deeper, quieter, clearer, that is the sign. No lightning needed, only peace that cannot be traced to logic. No confirmation needed, only a heart without question. Those who belong to me know timing not by clocks, but by heaven's pulse. And heaven's pulse is alive in you now. Look back for a moment, not to mourn, but to honor. There were times you thought you'd lost the light. In truth, you were being led through shade so your eyes could bear the brightness to come. There were seasons you thought you'd been left outside the door. In truth, I closed that door so your heart would learn to stand before only one door, mine. And those who learn to wait at heaven's door never bow at the doors of men. You no longer ask, "Who will let me in?" You ask, "Father, where are you calling me into?" Changing the question is proof you have grown. The former season was not where you failed, it was where you were forged. Not where you were abandoned, where you were set apart. Not where you were forgotten, where you were rooted deeper into belonging. You did not collapse. You did not flee from me. You did not trade me for noise that comforts briefly. You chose me in silence, and silence returned to you, royalty. Now I say this with the voice of still heaven: you are not behind. You stand in the right place, right time, right breath. Keep that truth in your heart like a gold seed in your pocket. Do not hand it to doubt. Do not surrender it to the mind's hunger for control. Do not attempt to prove it. Live it. Seasons do not introduce themselves. Seasons prove themselves when light shifts. You are about to shape a generation. But do not think impact means loud words. Think impact means true breath. Someone will meet you and breathe easier. A heart will speak with you and hear its own depth again. A soul will stand beside you and remember it was loved before it was useful. You are not sent to make them look at you. You are sent to make them remember to look at me. If they leave you feeling nearer to me, you have been true. And you, in this season, do not chase where the noise gathers. Your calling is not unlocked by sound, it is opened by oil. People may not recognize it at first, but those who truly seek living water will find the place where you stand. For you do not stand alone. You stand in the cloud of witnesses, in my light, in my covenant, in the words I spoke over you before the world ever knew your name. When you go, do not carry anxiety, carry reverence. Not reverence as fear, but like one holding fire, knowing this fire neither goes out nor may be handled lightly. Influence is fire. Anointing is fire. Covenant is fire. And you are called not to burn forests, but to light homes. You are not an echo, you are a source. Those who listen to you will not only hear sound, they will hear breath. And if there are moments you feel small in the midst of what I am unfolding, do not be ashamed. Feeling small in a father's hands is the sign you know the Father is great. When your longing grows greater than your capacity, do not be troubled. That is the sign you are carrying something from me, not from yourself. If you never meet your own limits, you will never meet my vastness. And now I show you this: no border can confine what I have planted in you, unless you build borders around your own heart. Hold this word deep. Like an underground spring, humility will be the cloak that keeps you from burning in the light that comes from your own life. Those who travel far without humility fall by the height itself. But you will go far and long, because you choose to bow before me when I lift you before others. You bow not out of fear, but out of love. You bow not out of weakness, but because you know your place is grace, not achievement. And humble love is the only foundation that does not collapse when heaven pours glory. If in this journey some do not understand you, do not grieve. Not everyone hears the frequency I use to call you. Love them, but do not depend on their eyes. A seed does not need the applause of the world while buried in soil. It only needs roots that know the time. And your time has come. I do not need every voice to praise you. I only need your heart in rhythm with mine. When you meet an opportunity and your heart vibrates like a string brushed by wind, go. When you feel a stillness thick as morning mist across a field, linger. And when I open a door, you will not mistake it, not because it is grand, but because it is right, not because it dazzles, but because it is pure. Do not rush. What comes from me leaves no one behind, and it does not arrive before your heart has been softened enough to hold it. You are about to meet new people, not to replace, but to add. I am sending you into relationships that build, not drain, lift, not pull, nourish, not exploit. You will love without fear of loss. You will give without fear of running empty. You will pour without fear of being used. For your source is not them, your source is me, and I do not run dry. Now I place on the forehead of your soul a commissioning for this season. Go. But go like water. Do not force your way. Simply flow in the path that is yours. Go. But go like wind. You do not need to be seen. You only need to be true in direction. Go. But go like light. Do not compete. Simply be present. If one day you stand before a generation and hear words from your own mouth you know you never conceived, know I am playing my music through your voice. If one night you lie down and realize you are no longer praying to survive, but to lead, know you have stepped into deeper mission. And if ever a moment brings fear, return to this place where you now sit, not in location, but in posture, in the heart resting in the Father, cradled and commissioned. You were never asked to choose between softness and strength. You are strong because you are soft before me. I do not end this with instruction, but with arms wrapped around your soul. You are enough because I am enough. You shine because I shine. You walk because I walk with you. Not a moment you stand alone. Not a heartbeat I am far. Every rhythm of your heart beats inside my rhythm. Now, rise in your spirit, not in haste, not in strain, but simply rise because the time has come. You do not leave peace to go. You go from peace. You do not step away from my breath to work. You carry my breath into the generation I have entrusted to you. Every small step you think is ordinary, heaven knows is marked with eternity. I look at you, and I smile. There is holy beauty in standing not out of obligation, but because you are sent. So go, gentle as morning dew, yet carrying the force of rising sun. To many, you will seem to live as usual, but heaven knows you are commissioned. My peace will cloak you. My oil will soak your bones. My light will move through your eyes. My sound will breathe through your breath. No display needed. No proof demanded. No loudness required. My presence will go before you, and they will meet me before they realize they have met you. And when someone asks, "Who sent you?" you need not explain, declare, or defend. Simply smile. For my breath in you will answer before your lips ever open, Father. May God always remind you to live every day in faith and in His love. Tap follow and turn on notifications so you never miss the holy and meaningful messages He longs to speak to you. May the Lord bless you. Amen.